Edmonton Elks head coach Chris Jones told the media that there have been lots of people calling, phone ringing off the hook to offer a trade for the first overall pick in Tuesday's CFL draft. Do you think the team should hang on to the top selection?
I do, and I think they will. I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point that Tyrel Richards, the versatile linebacker out of the University of Syracuse, will be taken with that first pick. And frankly, I'm not going to call Chris Jones a liar, but Chris Jones might be a bit of an exaggerator in this instance. I think he's probably trying to drum up a little bit of a market, a little bit of interest in that first overall pick, because as much as he covets Richards, as any team would, he really did a fantastic job at the combine this past month. I don't think that there's a tremendous market for that pick, at least right now. The people I've spoken to around the league have said we have not heard a peep about trades. It's possible that the day before the trade, the Monday, and even the morning of that Tuesday, we could see a market form. But at this point, the people I've talked to seem surprised that Jones would say that. Their anticipation is that top pick will not be traded ahead of Tuesday's draft.
If I'm the Elks, I don't want to trade it, even if there is a fantastic offer, because in this draft, there's just not a tremendous amount of depth and not a lot of depth at the positions where they need help. They need somebody who can step in for them on the defensive line if they need to, or who can come in at linebacker. There's one player who can do both. His name is Tyrel Richards, and he's only going to be available at that top spot. So you're not going to get a similar player at any other selection, and you need a guy who can come in and contribute right away. Richards can do that on special teams, if nothing else. He's going to have 8 to 10 tackles next year for sure, because that's what he did in college. He was a demon on the teams. So I really don't see the value in this particular draft of trading down when the very clear best impact player on day one is only going to be available at that top spot.
The way that there could be value for Mr. Jones is if he gets a proven player. In my mind, that's probably the only way that he trades the pick, is if he gets a veteran CFL or Canadian American or otherwise that he believes can step in and be better than Tyrel Richards day one. Other than that, I totally agree with you guys. It makes sense. Richards is a quintessential Chris Jones player. We saw him take reps at D-line linebacker and defensive back. If that's not Chris Jones, then I don't know what is. And I asked him about reflecting on the last time he had the top pick in 2016 when he took Josiah Joseph over Alex Singleton. Now, to be fair, there was some talk that Singleton could potentially sign an NFL contract. I believe leading up to that draft, Singleton had a workout with an NFL team. I think it was the New England Patriots. But alas, he didn't end up signing an NFL deal, and the Stamps got a steal, taking him 6th overall. Jones admitted that, yeah, Singleton probably would have been the better pick. So this time around, you have a guy whose traditional position, we'll say, is linebacker, played at an NCAA school, Syracuse, in Richards. That makes a lot of sense to take at the top of the draft, unless he gets a proven veteran CFLer.